Morning. Today we can discuss work energy equation of rotation. Work energy equation of rotation. Before that, we look into some equations like mass moment of inertia. We have already discussed about moment of inertia of area. Then mass moment of inertia. What is meant by mass moment of inertia? Once again, that is equal to second moment of the mass or weight of the object, or second moment of the mass. Then I is equal to, mass moment of inertia is equal to integral dm into x squared. In the case of area, moment of inertia I is equal to integral dA into x square, where x is the perpendicular distance between that infinitely small area and the specified axis. Here, in the case of mass moment of inertia, I is equal to integral dm into x square. Dm means that infinitely small mass. Then that I is equal to, I can represent as mk square, where m is the total mass of the object and k is the radius of gyration. Then I is equal to mk square, and that radius of gyration is equal to root I by m. Equation of radius of gyration. This part already we have discussed in moment of inertia of areas. Then in the case of mass moment of inertia, we can represent that parallel axis as I is equal to I cg plus m into h square. In the case of area, moment of inertia is equal to I is equal to I g plus a h square, and in the case of mass moment of inertia, the parallel axis theorem, I is equal to I cg plus m into h square, where I cg is the moment of inertia of the mass moment of inertia of the object about center of gravity, about an axis which is passing through the center of gravity, and I is the moment of inertia of the mass moment of inertia of the object about an axis which is parallel to the centroidal axis. Then we can derive one equation for polar moment of inertia of a disk having thickness t. Then that polar moment of inertia will become I z is equal to, for a disk having radius capital R and some thickness is there, and only we can get that volume and mass. That thickness is equal to, infinitely small thickness is equal to t. Then we have cgxx, then we have cgyy, then an x-axis which is passing through that z axis which is passing through that cg, that must be perpendicular to the plane of the disk. Then that polar moment of inertia is equal to m r square by 2, and similarly ixx is equal to iyy is equal to, or icgxx is equal to icgyy is equal to mr square by 4, or izz by 2. We have already discussed these type of problems in the case of areas. Okay, next day we move to work energy principle or work energy equation of rotation. The work energy principle states that the work done by a torque acting on a body during an angular displacement is equal to the kinetic energy of the body is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body during the same displacement. In the case of linear motion, work energy principle means work done during the linear motion is equal to change in kinetic energy during the same motion. And in the case of work energy equation for rotation, the work energy principle states that the work done by a torque acting on a body during an angular displacement is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body during the same displacement. Here, actually, torque is the equivalent quantity which is equivalent to, torque is equivalent to force. In the case of rotational motion, that torque is equivalent to force in linear motion. Torque is in rotational motion, that is equivalent to force in linear motion. Similarly, F is equal to ma in the case of linear motion, and torque is equal to I alpha in the case of rotational motion. Here, mass moment of inertia is equivalent to mass in linear motion. Then angular acceleration is equivalent to linear acceleration in linear motion. Then force is equivalent to torque. That F is equal to ma in the case of linear motion. Then T is equal to I alpha in rotational motion. Then alpha is equal to, we know that alpha is equal to d omega by dt or rate of change of angular velocity. Alpha is equal to d omega by dt, that's equal to d omega by d theta into d theta by dt, then that's equal to d theta by dt is equal to omega, then this one will become omega into d omega by d theta, Then torque is equal to, alpha is equal to omega into d omega by d theta. Then torque is equal to I alpha, and that's equal to I into omega into d omega by d theta. Then we can take this d theta from this side to this side. Then T into d theta is equal to I into omega into d omega. Then integrate this both sides. Then integral T into d theta varying from 0 to theta varying from 0 to theta. Theta varying from 0 to theta. Then that one is equal to I into integral omega d omega. Omega varying from omega 1 to omega 2. Then that's equal to, then this is equal to T into theta from 0 to theta, that's equal to I into this one omega square by 2, omega varying from omega 1 to omega 2, omega varying from omega 1 to omega 2. Then T theta is equal to half. We can take this I by 2 out of bracket, then omega 2 square minus omega 1 square. This is equal to half I omega 2 square minus half I omega 1 square. Half I omega 1 square. Then this one is equal to kinetic energy at a second position minus kinetic energy at a first position, and T into theta is equal to work done during the rotation. That means work done during the motion from 1 to 2 is equal to change in kinetic energy during the same motion. Change in kinetic energy during the same motion. Here, other values kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, and work done W1 to 2 is equal to change in kinetic energy during the same motion. This is the work energy principle, work energy equation of rotation. Okay, thank you all.